Watching last night's programme, you'll have seen the story of Paul Mason from Ipswich, who's seeking life-saving treatment after reaching 70 stone in weight.
Well, today, a couple from Holbeach have been speaking about the success of the gastric bypass surgery they had together, which helped them lose a total of 17.5 stone. Roy and Kate Glencross say their story shows surgery can work. Stuart Leiths reports.
This was Roy and Kate Glencross in May last year, and this is the couple from Fleet Hargate near Holbeach as they are now, having lost around 17.5 stone between them after undergoing his and hers gastric bypass surgery at Peterborough District Hospital, which they say has transformed their lives.
We're so much happier. We really are much happier.
If they were to say to you, I would put this on a par to having a new heart. It is absolutely life-changing. And you don't realise when you agree to go for it, you know that hopefully you're going to lose weight and the rest of it. But it's just made such a tremendous difference to our lifestyle. Unbelievable.
Gastric bypass surgery involves creating a small stomach pouch using staples and bypassing part of your small intestine to make your digestive system shorter, although nothing is actually removed. This means that you can only eat small meals and your body absorbs less food. Unlike a gastric band, the gastric bypass operation is normally seen as a permanent weight loss measure. Yesterday on Anglia News, we heard about Paul Mason from Ipswich, who is now in need of life-saving specialist treatment after his weight reached 70 stone.
For patients who are extremely big, the operations can cost upwards of 20 to 30,000, and that's really determined by the operation that we choose for an individual. Bear in mind, it's all got to be designed to help them combat their dependence on food and help them change their dietary lifestyle.
What I would say to him is, if they're offering you the same as we had, it's not easy, but to go for it, because your heart cannot stand that kind of pressure that you're putting yourself under.
And the only thing he's got to look forward to is to dying. And he's quite youngish. He's younger than us, and he's still got a long life, a useful life that he can have.
Kate Glencross has these trousers to remind her that she's now a size 12 rather than 26, and the couple believe that although it was a last resort, their gastric bypass surgery will ensure that they never return to the size they used to be. Stuart Leiths, Anglia News, Fleet Hargate near Holbeach.
Well, it's 13 minutes past 6. At 6:30 we'll...
More news now from Suffolk, Essex and Norfolk, and a student from near Newmarket is in a race against time to keep her university place because of the student loans fiasco.
Leah Morgan is hoping to start a leisure and tourism course at University Campus Suffolk, but like thousands of others, she's been waiting for her loan to come through. However, as Martin Stew reports, good news could be on the way.
A miserable day for students at University Campus Suffolk as the rain lashed down, but at least they're at university. An hour's drive away in Chippenham near Newmarket, Leah Morgan's been left out in the cold as she's still waiting for her student loan to come through. Facing losing her place at university because she can't afford the petrol to get to lectures, she came to Anglia Tonight for help.
Really upset about this situation. 4 months now, 5 months nearly, and it's been an ongoing battle. I haven't got anywhere with anyone. I've got you guys involved now, and I seem to actually been getting anywhere. I've been offered some sort of monthly support until my student finance is actually sorted.
And how much of a relief is that?
That's a great relief, because that means I can probably start next week.
And Leah's not alone.
We have seen a rise in the number of short-term loans this year. So far to date, we've seen over 70 students for short-term loans and have enabled those students to access in excess of sort of £32,000 in terms of money.
A survey by student advice group Push estimates the average cost of tuition fees this year at just over £3,000. They say students are taking on an extra £5,000 of debt a year, meaning this year's freshers can expect to graduate with a personal debt of more than £23,000.
It's reported that 88,000 students are still without their student loan money, and that's why today the government launched an emergency inquiry into the student loan company.
Because that inquiry's been opened, the student loan company declined to comment. But the good news is, after a lot of phone calls in the last couple of hours, they promised to get Leah her money by tomorrow. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Ipswich.
A cosmetics shop based in Essex, which is taking a stance against fox hunting, says it's been attacked by a pro-hunt supporter. The Lush store in Chelmsford is supporting anti-hunt campaigners. Managers say a lone protester has ransacked its displays on 2 consecutive days.
National Express East Anglia has announced 28,000 more seats every week on services through Essex and Cambridge from December. The extra carriages are being introduced on key morning and evening peak services, as well as those which are regularly busy. The company has been under fire in recent months due to strike action and passenger anger over cancellations caused by staff shortages.
Well, with Halloween and bonfire night just around the corner, police forces around the region are urging people to be considerate to others when they're out celebrating. Senior officers are reminding people to be careful with fireworks and not to let their children play Halloween tricks on people they don't know. They're also warning shopkeepers not to sell fireworks to young people who are under the age of 18. Right, let's take a little sport now. And the pressure's certainly mounting on Roy Keane as Ipswich still wait for that elusive first win of the season.
It looked so promising last night, with Town leading Watford 1-0 seconds from the final whistle. But a late goal left them still bottom of the championship. Victoria Webb reports.
A round of applause for midfielder Carlos Edwards today as he helped Ipswich Hospital celebrate a special anniversary. Despite Town still searching for that first win, he remains optimistic.
You're obviously saying we should have done this and done that, and it didn't happen, but obviously it's still a lot of things to do still, and hopefully that it's going to get better.
It was arguably one of Town's better performances of the season. An early goal from Macaulay just 4 minutes in gave them a much-needed boost. But an equaliser from Watford's Nathan Ellington deep into injury time sent fans home disappointed.
It's just our luck at the moment. It's just not going our way. I think if they play like that again, they'll be fine. We haven't got the defence every full time in the whole game. That's the trouble. Can't keep them out. It's unbelievable.
I don't think the players deserve that tonight. Again, looking at the game, the chances, just like the weekend, we had a number of chances. So as much as we can say we've been unlucky, you got to take the chances at this level, and when you don't take them, you pay for it.
At the start of the season, Ipswich were one of the favourites for promotion, but with just 7 points from 13 games and bottom of the league, it seems most fans would now settle for the safety of mid-table. The papers may once again paint a dismal picture, but Keane is still enjoying the support of the fans.
They were chanting his name last night, and they even stood behind him when Watford got that heartbreaking last-minute goal.
It's early days yet. I always think the manager should be given at least a season to really show what his team can do. It's terrible. We haven't won in 13 games, but also we haven't lost for quite a while either.
Although hopes are still high of climbing up the table, Carlos Edwards and his teammates face a fight on their hands to get out of the bottom 3. Fans will have their fingers crossed that Saturday's game away to fellow strugglers Plymouth Argyle will bring them those much-needed points. Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Ipswich.
Oh dear, poor Ricky. He must be just about preparing his victory speech and then that. Right, Suffolk Council has won its High Court bid to put an end to the bad smells which have plagued villagers for over 20 years. Rookery Farm at Drinkstone near Bury St Edmunds is the source of the so-called Woolpit Whiff, which has prompted dozens of complaints from people in nearby Woolpit. Well, today, Mid-Suffolk Council successfully quashed a planning inspector's decision to allow the farm to deal with animal waste.
Well, it's time now to turn back the clock once again as we celebrate Anglia's golden years.
Yeah, we